What up, guys? So I'm coming to you today with the recap from March 9th, Saturday, last Saturday, sorry. I want to talk about pretty much going to go over about 6 fights that took place on Saturday, 3 that were on Fox, and 3 that were on DAZN. So we'll start with the DAZN card and look at what happened there. We start with, on the undercard, you had the light heavyweight bout. You had Callum Johnson and Sean Moynihan. Kind of a crossroads fight right here. And Callum Johnson impressively stopped Moynihan in only 3 rounds. I thought this was a big win for Johnson because I like to compare guys and how they did against, compare them to top 10 fighters in similar fights, with similar opponents. And what was impressive about Callum Johnson was he knocked this guy out in the 3rd round. Marcus Brown knocked him out in the 2nd round a couple years back. So, and Marcus Brown is now a top 5 light heavyweight. But he also knocked him out where last November, Sullivan Barrera didn't even stop Moynihan. And Barrera's a top 10 guy. So, Callum Johnson, that combined with his even though he got knocked out against Arthur Beterbiev back in November, he put Beterbiev down in that fight. So, pretty impressive. Johnson really is floating around the top 10 now. I'm not sure if I'm going to put him in the top 10, but a nice win for him that's going to hopefully set him up in some kind of an eliminator going forward. So congrats to him. The co-feature now was Maurice Hooker against Mikael Hooker over 12 rounds. Got to get his belt. That didn't happen. So Hooker retains his belt. Not sure what he's doing next. And then finally, the main event, Dimitri Bivol and Joe Smith Jr. Man, what a performance by Dimitri Bivol. He kicked Joe Smith Jr.'s ass. But you know what? To Joe Smith's credit, I take that back. He completely outclassed Joe Smith Jr., outboxed him. But Joe Smith kept coming. He landed a big shot that hurt Bivol late in the fight. Was coming at him, but Bivol just boxed and boxed well, and he also mixed it up with Joe Smith. Never took his foot off the gas pedal, completely just dominated the action, but Joe Smith was a lot more in the fight than the scorecard show. What impressed me about Bivol in that 12th round was the fact that he could have cruised in that 12th round. He was way up on the cards, and he didn't do that, especially in the last about 20 seconds. He went after Joe Smith and almost put him down and out. So Joe Smith, Dimitri Bivol, he'll probably move up 1 or 2 spots with this win in my top 5. Joe Smith, I might leave him in the top 10, might not. I'm undecided on that as of right now. I really want to reflect on it a little bit first. But what impressed me about Joe Smith in this one is really in about well over a year and a half time frame since he fought Sullivan Barrera in July of 2017, this guy has not really seen much action. He fought 1 round last year when he came back from his surgery, and that's all he did in 2018. So to come out and go 12 rounds after really getting hit with some good shots by Bivol was just impressive by Joe Smith, and I really want to tip my hat to the guy. To go 12 rounds, to keep fighting. The guy was absolutely in good shape, and he's seriously got some wicked power. So I hope other guys give him opportunities going forward, because I do think against maybe some of the other light heavyweights that he can do some damage. It's just Bivol is so technically sound. But good fight right here, but a very big win for Dimitri Bivol. And then let's move on to the Fox card now. We look at the Robert Guerrero and Jesus Cuellar both got TKO wins against nobodies. Not really much to say about that one. We'll jump to the main event now, which was Sean Porter, Yordenis Ugas. Now, I'm going to be honest, I didn't see this entire fight. I saw pretty much second half, last 4 or 5 rounds at most. What I got out of these rounds, because there was some controversy here. Here's what I got out of the rounds and putting everything together from what I did see. And I will go back and watch the fight and absolutely give you my firm decision after that. But this was a close and ugly fight to judge the rounds that I saw, they were all close rounds that could have went either way. It really just determines on, you know, what you score the fight on. Because how else could one judge have it 8-4 for Porter and then the other judge have it 9-3 for Ugas? I mean, that's how close these rounds were. It really depended on how you were scoring it. I believe Fox scored it 7 rounds to 5 for Ugas, but Porter outlanded Ugas in this fight. So it's kind of hard to really go one way or the other here. So you really got to accept that this was a close fight, and the champion walked away the winner. My opinion, that's better for boxing. Ugas, I do down in the later rounds right there. I think it was the 11th or the 12th. I don't think Porter was hurt, but he got hit on his glove and his head right at the same time and down because of it. So a punch was thrown and kind of half-ass landed. I don't care if he was off balance or not. He went down, and it should have been scored a knockdown. They scored it a slip. So, you know, I thought that was a bad call by the ref, but all in all, stats and what in the part of the fight I saw, I didn't have a problem with the decision here. But, you know, I'm going to go back again. I'll check it out, let you guys know if my opinion differs from this recap right here. But Porter, big win. Ugas, let everybody know that he's in the mix. The only thing I have to say about Ugas is he might have hurt his credibility more than helped it, because I told you going in, this guy was awkward, and he's a good boxer, and I felt this fight was going to be close, and that Porter was going to take a decision, which he did. I didn't know it was going to be this close, but Ugas, I'm not surprised it was this close. I don't know if the guys are going to, because he doesn't have a big name, I don't know if he really sold facing off against a lot of big names. You know, he might have to work his way up, but PBC has plenty of welterweights for him to fight.